Here is the challah bread that we prepared yesterday for our French toast. The first thing we're going to do is slice our French toast. You're going to use a serrated knife to cut through your French toast. We don't want to cut this straight through. What we want to do is we want to cut it on the bias or on an angle. This way we get some nice long pieces of French toast instead of short ones that don't have a lot of surface area to absorb the French toast batter. I'm going to cut these slices about 1 inch apart using my guiding hand to determine where each of my cut goes. Now I'll prepare my custard. I need 1 egg, a pinch of salt, a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2/3 of a cup of half and half. If you do not have half and half, you can do 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream and 1/3 of a cup of whole milk. The equipment that you will need is a measuring cup, a set of measuring spoons, a whisk, and a medium bowl. So to prepare my custard, the first thing I'm going to do is crack my egg. I always, out of habit, like to crack my egg in a separate bowl, just so that I can make sure that there are no small shells inside of it. I'm going to transfer that to my larger bowl. I'm going to add my sugar. I'm going to add my pinch of salt, just a pinch. Take your thumb and your pointing finger, go right into the salt and pinch it, and that should be adequate amount. I'm going to take my teaspoon of cinnamon. If you want more or less, that's absolutely up to you. And vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon. If you want to add a different type of extract, like an almond extract, you can do that as well. The next thing I'm going to do is measure out my milk and my heavy cream. If I don't have any half and half, this is a good substitute. So I'm going to take 1/3 of a cup of milk and 1/3 of a cup of my heavy cream. Pour it into the egg and sugar and cinnamon mixture, and then I'm going to combine it well. I like to make this a little bit in advance because it gives time for the sugar to dissolve inside of the liquid. If you notice, I left my measuring cup on the side. I'm going to just double check that no more of that heavy cream is going to come out of that measuring cup. Now I'm going to soak the bread. I take my slices of bread and I start to soak them slightly inside of my custard mixture, a few pieces at a time. I'm going to let them sit for about a minute or so, turning them over, just making sure that they are evenly coated. And then I'm going to put them into a shallow pan so that they can sit. I like to actually do this with this particular type of bread about an hour or two in advance, so that this bread can absorb all the liquid. If I'm going to use regular white bread that you buy in the supermarket, you can actually do it and start cooking it right away because the bread absorbs the liquid really fast. I'm going to test the bread to see if it's soft, and I'm going to get ready to start cooking my French toast. So on a flat griddle pan, I have my French toast. I'm going to spray the bottom of the pan with a little bit of cooking spray. Again, if you want to use butter, you can. That will add a little bit of flavor. I like to use pan spray because it doesn't burn as easily. I'm going to take my French toast and I'm going to place it onto my hot pan. And I'm going to let them cook on each side for about 3 minutes until they are nice and golden brown. Make sure that you are always checking the flame of the stove because you don't want it to be too hot, because there's a lot of sugar inside of the custard and the French toast can easily burn. Let the French toast cook nice and slowly. Try not to pick them up from the pan to check them too often, because they will not get their nice golden caramelization that you were looking for. When they're ready to turn, check them, which should be about after 3 minutes. Check to make sure that they're nice and golden brown. If for some reason they're not fully golden brown, you can rotate them to make sure that they hit direct heat in your pan. When I flip them over, I'm going to cook them for another 2 to 3 minutes until they are golden brown on both sides. After they have been cooking on the second side for about 3 minutes, I'm going to check them to see if they're done. And I'm going to take them off and put them into a pan that I have lined with some parchment paper. Because I'm not going to eat these right away, I like to place them on a pan because then I can put them right in the oven before I'm ready to serve them. After you're done with the first round of cooking of your French toast, you're going to continue to cook the rest of the pieces of the French toast. When you're all done, you can serve your French toast with some fresh fruit, some maple syrup. You can even top it with powdered sugar if you so desire. We hope that you enjoyed making this recipe from scratch, challah bread to French toast. Enjoy!